So I wanted to do a quick video talking about the Lionsteel SR-1 because I picked up this knife months ago because I thought it was pretty cool. You know, I was looking for frame locks, titanium construction. Didn't seem like there was a lot of all titanium frame locks out there. You know, frame lock displays, titanium display side, titanium lock side. And so of course I saw this, and this is kind of before it was picking up popularity, and I wanted to check it out. So the thing is though, I am selling this knife, and actually I'm shipping it out today because I don't really use the knife or like it that much, but I can appreciate it for what it is, and I want to do a quick little overlook of just kind of what the knife is and like. So here you can see a little box, little website, info@lionsteel.it or www.lionsteel.it for Italy. Maniago has a little catalog. Talks about their steel types, but doesn't specify what the SR-1 steel is, but tells you the content. I struggled with this one, trying to figure out what exactly my my knife actually is or is not. And ultimately, I set it somewhere around the level of VG10 because it definitely seems to, how do I say, like roll, if anything, over chip. So here's, you can see this if you want to try to read it. You can pause. Okay. So now, you know, here it won the 2010 most innovative imported design for a blade. Comes like this in this nice wooden box. Has a very pleasant scent. Here's the pocket clip. You know, it isn't automatically attached. You have to choose which side, and that's obviously because it'll scratch this finish, this anodized finish. So it kind of lets you choose. Comes in a couple versions, different colors, aluminum. This is a titanium one. The actual tool is here because it's there's a magnet behind it that keeps it in place. But the same Lionsteel tool you see on even the DPX Hest, that shape, to remove the glass breaker. And then of course the other one for their pivot style. But you don't need it for the pivot because if you see very carefully inside there, the pivot can take a, I think it's a, looks like it takes a hex. Okay, so when I got mine, you know, it wasn't very centered, but you know, it's centered more now. I centered it. Taking it apart is a little difficult because all of the construction is just here. That's the only real screw, minus the stop pin, which you can see is actually a pin right here. So I didn't even mess with that. There's a screw to unscrew it. But ultimately, maybe I loosened that a little bit, unscrewed this, and pulled it out. So you kind of have to do a game of trying to get it all back in carefully, and it's a big pain in the butt. It's pretty solid. You can see the one thing about this knife is it's heavy and feels solid. That you can feel right off the bat because it is just one solid piece of titanium. When I first got it, the deployment was very slow. Had to loosen my pivot. There's a little bit of side play now. Let's see. The Lionsteel construction quality, to me, is a little bit not too perfect, and you can see that. For example, one thing that always bugged me was like they add that stainless steel lock insert, and look, you see how it doesn't machine well. Small, I know, but you know, I feel like they could have gotten those measurements right. You can see the lock bar roto block doesn't serve as a stabilizer for going that way. You can see there's a big gap. But it does work the other way. And overall, you can see, here's the lockup. It's a thick blade. I think it's in the 5mm. Yeah, it's gotta be 5mm. And it's a nice, it's got a nice belly to it. You know, it's got a nice, it came pretty sharp. Very blunt tip. You can see the grind started to change. Whoever ground it started to change his angle by accident as he got towards the tip. You can see this knife isn't very used at all. Like I said, not really my style of knife. You know, it is ambidextrous. I never tried it, but I'm pretty sure you can shake it open. Well, maybe not. Look. There we go. So really solid detent even when loose. So there, that's that answer right there. And you see this is how the pocket clip goes. You just remove that and you pick which side you want to put the clip on. Left or right-handed. And I've noticed with the the roto block, it's easier to put in for a left-hander to turn on, turn off. Overall, I want to say that just the knife is a pretty simple construction. It has no safety, you know, and in my opinion, you know, it lacks a lot of features and functions. It's very just straightforward, nice, but you know, simple. And at the same time, one thing that really bothered me is this stop pin being so small. You know, being that there's just this little tiny, let's see, screw that holds the stop pin. You know, it's even a weaker style screw. It's not even doesn't even look as strong as these screws right here. But the point is, it's still a small screw that holds that stop pin, which I'm hoping is shouldered, but I can't tell off of initial impressions, and I'm not going to take it apart. But the point being is still, it's a small diameter, and I just feel like for all this large, like for all this heavy-duty construction, for the stop pin to be kind of that small and weak, just seems a little bit odd in my opinion. But probably no problem. And the spring tension is pretty strong and stiff, and it definitely feels solid. I mean, in terms of this direction, it feels really strong. So overall, it's very comfortable. It's very ergonomic, beefy. Looks scary actually. It's a pretty large looking knife. Got that kind of DPX shape, even that you know, Izula shape, RC3 shape. But again, very straightforward knife. Doesn't seem to have many features or functions, and I never used it because of that maintenancing issue, and I never really felt much faith in that stop pin. And the pocket clip is very far from anything being tactical, especially with it being low ride. So that's my quick little overview of the Lionsteel SR-1. Just wanted to get it out there before I ship it out. You can see there's no labeling of the steel on the blade, so you have to research that. I find that a little funny, but easy if you speak Italian. Hopefully now with the more popularity that the knife has been gaining, it's more readily available. But like I said, I'm getting rid of the knife, so